Mary, we're good to go live.
Looks like it is now streaming live according to my screen.
And Kathy is joining, so we're good to go.
Okay. Hi, Kathy. All right, I would like to call to order the Monday, August 17th meeting of the City of Monona Finance and Personnel Committee. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Wood. Alder Wood.
Oh, here.
Alder Thomas.
Here.
Mayor O'Connor.
Here. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the August 3rd, 2020 meeting?
So move.
Second.
I had a question or two about that. I'm just not sure if it's explained quite the way our agreement is with Nehemiah. The way it says the standard is a 3-year process, the first year to assess the community as a whole, the second to work with the council and develop a police training program, and the third and final item is to provide African-American history classes. That may all happen in the coming year. Is that correct, Brian?
Parts of it, yep.
So that's, I don't know if we want to split it up in between 3 years like that.
Okay, I can just take the word year out.
Okay. 3-year maybe, just say.
Well, it is it is a 3-year standard, but I think all those things listed are supposed to be in the first year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to just say the first year and then just list all those things without saying the second and the third.
Yes, I'll correct it.
Okay, thank you. Anything else anybody has? All in favor of approving the minutes as corrected, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, minutes are approved. There are no appearances. There is no unfinished business. Item 6A under new business, consideration of resolution 20-8-2430, amending the 2020 capital budget for the 2020 library rooftop unit replacement and HVAC controls upgrades project. Is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Second.
Brad, were you gonna
Yeah, I can present on this.
take this one?
So the HVAC, we have a surplus in our capital budget for this year. Our bids came in at about 124,000. We had budgeted for the entirety of the project somewhere around 200,000. We'd like to take around $35,000 to $40,000 out to allocate to clean the ductwork, which we've been needing to do for the last 2 years at City Hall, and to update the ventilation system at the Public Works Garage, which is out of code right now, is not to code. Right now, you actually have to turn a switch to turn the ventilation system on, which is a hazard to everybody's health down there. For instance, in the winter, if they start up all the plow trucks at roughly the same time, let them idle within the building, don't open any garage doors, or otherwise nothing will turn the ventilation system on unless somebody actually goes to turn it on manually. So we're going to install some sensors in the building, not only in the main bay, but in the auxiliary bay, or the workshop as they call it, and in the mechanic garage, so that those ventilation systems, those fans, open up automatically and run for the given amount of time that they're supposed to during the day, which is 5 hours at a minimum. So that's one of the other items. And then the furnace and the AC unit at the Public Works Garage is also sorely out of date. I think they're circa like 1990s. The AC unit, of course, just failed last week in the middle of the week, right after we got it inspected, and they said, yeah, this is in really, really, really terrible shape. So we already allocated funds, not from this budget, but we have to get it fixed. So it's getting fixed this week, but while they're at it, we're hoping that we can just get a furnace ordered at the same time, and they can do all of the furnace and the AC unit at the Public Works garage as well. So
Are
those
they
three
going to
projects.
fix the AC or replace the AC?
No, they're going to replace it this week. They had to order the unit
Oh, okay.
in a pinch to get it down there. So luckily, we haven't had the kind of heat and humidity like we have in the past in the summer. But it's just a matter of time, and they're uncomfortable. I mean, you can imagine walking out from 80 degrees with jeans and long shirts and vests and everything else, doing manual labor, and then not having a cool place to walk back into. So.
Questions, anyone?
I just had a question, Brett. I think what you're proposing to do is good and I support that, but do we have the excess funds because we got such a low bid or because we didn't do all of the work? And if we didn't do all of the work, are we gonna have to do it or did we find we didn't need to?
No, we did get a low bid. So this bid came in at $124,700, 700 and some odd cents. And the next lowest bidder was 200,000. So it was a large discrepancy in the bid amount. But we did our homework on the company. They're a reputable company. They're a responsible bidder. And so that project is moving forward with that bidder at that bid amount. So 124,000. So yeah.
I think that's
So
the one we
well,
approved last week, correct? Or at the last meeting, didn't we?
yeah.
Meeting ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Doug, did you have any questions? No? Okay. If there aren't any questions, other questions, then would the clerk, I assume we need the clerk to call the roll?
Yes. Alder Thomas,
Aye.
Alder Wood,
All right,
Motion passes. Item 6B, approval of funds for Renew Monona Home Loan for Alfonso Valdez Robledo and Beth Crook at 5209 McKenna Road. Is there a motion to approve this?
So move.
second,
Brian, did you want to talk about this?
Yeah, thank you. This application came before the CDA at their last meeting at the end of last month. The grant amount in total is $62,525.50. The applicants were before the CDA to explain kind of exactly what they were doing with their house. The loan request includes a number of items, including updating in addition to the master bathroom and master bedroom, existing expansion of basement, converting it to a walkout, plumbing updates, flooring upgrades, kitchen upgrades, and relocation of air conditioning unit, among other items. CDA reviewed this application and recommended unanimous approval of it. So it comes before you just for authorization for the funding so that I can then go back and work with the applicant on the loan documents.
Okay, any questions?
I have a comment.
Alderwood? Mhm.
Yeah. This is a young couple with, I think, one child and so the part of the reason they're doing this is they want to make the home bigger because they expect their family to get bigger and they want to stay here. So, it's kind of right what we're trying to achieve, I think, at least part of what we're trying to achieve with this program.
Yep.
Anyone else? Joan, do you need a roll call for this?
I think we should, yes.
Okay, could you please call the roll?
Yes, Alder Wood,
All right.
Alder Thomas,
Aye.
Motion is approved. Brian, do you just want to, you and I were talking a little bit the other day about how we're receiving so many applications for Renew Monona. Did you have more in the hopper or have we spent the money for this year?
No, we have more in the hopper. Because of when we started the program in 2019, the program cycle ran basically from, I think it was March 19 to March 2020. We didn't expend all the funds in that kind of cycle year. The CDA kind of set a policy that they wanted to expend, no more than $250,000 just to kind of keep money available for future years of the cycle. So we did not expend all of that funds, and now we're also in the second year or the second funding cycle. So we have sufficient funds for a healthy round of applications, and there's sustained interest. I think I get at least one or two reach outs from residents each week Some don't ever come to a formal application because of a host of reasons, but I've got a couple that are in the hopper right now that would be potentially reviewed in September.
That's great. Just what we wanted.
Yeah.
Doug,
I
did you?
think this one, if I remember correctly, is using up the last of the money that we had from 2019 and then part of the money. from
And we start there's a new cycle of funds. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's great. So, final item, 6C, acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated July 31st to August 13th, 2020. Documentation of invoices paid is available in the city clerk's office. Mr. Hotaker.
Sure. Not a lot of stuff here, a lot of just normal activities. I'm just going to hit on a couple things. On page 32, American Security Cabinets. This is the ballot drop box that's inside City Hall. So everybody should wear that coming up for the November election. Underneath that, Alex and Burleson is their attorney. As you can see, the first line is a lot of it's been dealing with what's been going on, so that number's higher than usual, but we're still on target for the budget to make that. Page 35, Massamet Sewage District, 225,000. That's our second quarter. We're on pace what we budgeted. About 950,000 will end up roughly. We'll be almost doubled where we were 10 years ago. That's just a pass-through cost from Madison Metro. Page 37, just hitting on large project strands finishing up for us. Gateway Green, the leaf collection, credit, McKenna Road, that's winding down, so a lot of costs involved with strand. Page 40, at the very top, as you know, the David Allen feasible study. Payment made there. Page 42, Digger Hotline. Remember during last year, during the budget process, Dan talks about how we pay Digger Hotline. So these are the 2020 payments. Kind of underneath that, engineer supplies, magnetic locator. That's for the utilities to use. And right underneath that, Ewald Hartford Ford, we just got our hybrid squad in. It's now being used.
Mark, where was the table and seating from Emmons Business Interiors? What was that for?
What page is that?
But it's on the same page. It's right above the engineer supply. It's for 5,800.
It was library furniture.
Oh, okay. All right.
They paid for that out of their own accounts, their own
Just curious.
donation accounts.
Oh, okay.
Page 13, McCabe Nursery, very bottom, page 44, McCabe Nursery, the right-of-way trees are being purchased to be put back in. Page 14, or page 45, going on page 46 is our Monona Bank, which is our credit cards. We do monitor those. Right above that on page 45 is MG&E cost for the month. And other than that, I don't have anything else.
Any questions, anyone?
No,
Is there a motion to accept the bills?
so moved.
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Aye.
Bills are accepted. Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move,
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
We are adjourned. See you in 5 minutes.